Hello friends, bienvenidos. My name is Jen, aka Jen Colo on social media, your local witchy friend and intuitive guide through the occult. As always, my lovely husband and co-host is David, aka Premier Pulse on social media.
On today's episode, Jen explains Imbolc.
Welcome to the show, grab a chair, make yourself at home. Jen's got stories to share, you'll never feel alone.
Another Pagan Sabbath episode, very exciting.
Yes, yeah, we're knocking these out, huh? Mm-hmm. They kind of started with just doing the topic on one, and then you're like, wait, there's a few of these throughout the years, so we're knocking them out. We're what, like 8 of 12?
I think there's only 8 so
okay.
we're probably like, we also went out of order because some of them do relate to astrology topics.
Like the zodiac signs?
Yeah. Like the spring equinox, the fall equinox, those are their own things. And then we also did Halloween, which is another pagan Sabbath. So yeah, we've just done these out of order, but I like the cyclical nature, similar to when we did the horoscopes or the zodiac signs. And it was like, oh, Aquarius season is coming up, so we're going to talk about Aquarius. So I missed that. So I'm enjoying these as well.
Somebody asked me recently, they said, I am behind your episodes, which is fine. Like, a lot of people apologize for that. It's like the fact that you've listened to one episode, I'm like thrilled about. But they said, I can't wait until the Aries episode comes out because I'm an Aries. And I was like, they're all out. So that's just a reminder to anybody who hasn't listened to their sign. All the zodiac signs are out. So go find yours and listen to that episode.
Yes. So again, the Sabbaths are just celebrations of nature. They come from different areas of the world, but really like the Wiccan religion or the pagan religion sort of combined all of these together into a Wheel of the Year. Speaking of Wheel of the Year, we get a lot of our information from Zia's book, the Wheel of the Year workbook. Infinity Coven, the physical location, as I shared with you all, is now closed, but online they're still going strong, still creating content, selling things, and again, you can buy this workbook, which gives you so much information, journal prompts, tarot spreads. It's amazing. So go check it out at infinitycoven.com.
Yeah, and I feel like that book's been your Bible recently. I see you hauling it around everywhere, which that's cool. You don't see, I don't see you with too many books, and this is the one that I've seen like at our home office, at our studio, like on the go. So you really, really use it, don't you?
Yeah, I just really like the following the seasons and celebrating things. I think that's one thing that I missed when I decided to leave the Catholic Church. It's fun.
The pageantry.
Well, more like the holidays that you know are coming up. Like, I can look forward to this. And I just laughed right now because it's sort of like when someone in the comments section comments, I'm unfollowing. Sometimes that's how I feel like when I say I left the church, because it's like, you don't need to announce your departure. You can just go.
Just boot.
So yeah, it wasn't anything that I like sent a formal letter to the Vatican and I'm like, I'm leaving. No, I just was like, I'm just not coming back.
Well, I'm still on my mission to get excommunicated, but we'll see how that goes. But I do want to come back a little bit and talk about Yule, because that's the last Sabbath that we did. Mm-hmm. You were actually able to celebrate in person, which was wonderful. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so I was so excited because we were traveling. I was not at home. I had ideas for what I would do if I was at home, which they didn't happen. And I was a little bit sad. I mean, I was happy that we were seeing family, but I was sad that I was missing out on the longest night. But then I was like, there's got to be some witches out here. And I looked on Instagram, and sure enough, I found a Yule celebration hosted by the Morro Bay Goddess Temple, which only opened in November of 2025. Wow. So it's a brand new goddess temple, which I'm very excited about.
And we'll link them in the show notes, you think?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. Yeah, they have a website. They're still doing a lot of great events. They just had an event on the astrology of 2026 for Yule. Not only did they do a Yule event, but then they also did like the 13 nights of Yule, which
it's
they
like
met
witchy Hanukkah.
Kind of, yeah. They met for 13 nights. It was like hardcore, and I was like, damn, I wish I could do that, but I didn't have the time, and we were going out of town. But I was happy to at least spend the longest night with them, and everybody was so lovely. The vibe was so good, and it was nice to be a participant instead of like a facilitator, because I feel like I facilitate a lot of things out here, which I'm happy to.
I agree. Yeah, you were super happy to be like, hey, like I'm part of this group and not have to put it together, because I think you were able to be more in the moment. Not that when you're teaching, you're putting on workshops, you're not, but it's a different role, obviously.
Yeah. Like, I didn't make my vision board until after both vision board workshops because I'm like, I have to focus on helping other people make their vision board. I can make my own vision board on my own time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've made your vision board already?
After the vision board workshops.
Oh,
yes.
got it. Okay, got it. Yes. I was like, I don't think I've seen it, but yeah. Are we going digital? Are we going poster? What are we doing this year? The people want to know.
Well, I started with like a minimalist digital one, but after the vision board workshop, I made like a simple physical one because I want to make sure that I can see it somewhere. So it's not as nice as what everyone else did with Luna, where they had access to like all of the things. I'm more of a minimal person where it's like I just need to write it, stick it, and see it somewhere. But whatever works for you. But I love all of the like aesthetic vision boards that everyone created on like in December when we had it, and then in January when we had it.
Yeah. You say you're minimal, but you have a little rat's nest going on in the closet.
Witches have to hoard. You don't know when you're gonna need this trinket or that herb or that candle.
My algorithm recently has been on a kick with minimalism and cleaning and decluttering. Oh my gosh, I'm about to go feral and throw everything out. So
You're a true millennial.
Seriously. And then last thing about Yule, unfortunately, you still have not been able to burn your Yule log, right?
Yeah, so I think I'll just find another way to repurpose it. It's fine.
I think it'll last until next year. We've had a little debate going back and forth, because Jen is like, I don't know if it's going to last. And I'm like, it's wood, cinnamon, and like
dried
herbs. Like, they're not going to go bad. And you're like, no, they will. So I think you can keep it till next year. But we do have a Super Bowl party coming up, and I'm going to fire up the barbecue. So if you want to throw it in there beforehand, that's
Not
fine.
in the barbecue. Maybe as a fire pit after.
Yes.
We can burn the jersey of the opposing team. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Really getting into it. All right. Well, let's get into today's topic.
Yes. So Imbolc is the Sabbath that falls between Yule and the spring equinox, aka Easter, Ostara, beginning of Aries season. We've already done that episode, so go check it out if you want.
Fiery season.
Yes. And so this halfway point falls on February 1st, February 2nd-ish.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Which is why we're doing this episode, because it's the Wednesday before. So if someone wants to celebrate Imbolc, they can listen to this episode. Yeah. It is of Celtic origin, so if we have any homies with Celtic origins, we would love to hear from you if you celebrate this or if you have a different perspective. Again, this is everything that I gathered as much as I could from like the Britannica Encyclopedia, from Zia's workbook. Like, I really tried to go hardcore into like actual like good text and good research and not just like somebody's blog. So yeah, I'm excited to share. The true history is unclear, of course.
You're becoming a historian, aren't you?
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It is so much fun. So yes, here's the history spark notes that I gleaned for you all. The true history and the meaning is unclear, but historians do have some leads. Most likely it means in the belly, because it is the beginning of pregnancy season for ewes, which are female sheep. And then they start to produce sheep's milk. We start around February to see little sprinkles of green, little things sprouting here and there. So it's not full-blown spring, but it's like a teaser. It's like, winter is ending, spring is coming.
I didn't know sheep mated cyclically throughout the year.
Yeah.
I think humans are the only animals that kind of get down when the mood strikes, right?
You know what's funny? Yes.
But no.
Yes, but no, because if you look at, for example, birth rates and zodiac signs, one of the most popular signs and like the time when most people are born is actually Leo season.
So that means Valentine's.
No, that it's around like Thanksgiving or early December, depending. So yeah, when it's starting to get cold, people are like, let's create some sparks and some friction.
Let's get some body heat.
Yeah. So I think we are a little cyclical. I mean, technically, sheep can mate whenever, but
Do you
again,
know that for a fact?
okay, let me not.
No,
I'm not
because
a
some
farmer.
animals, no, so some animals cannot mate whenever. There's like seasons, and they have to be in a certain.
You're right. Let me. I did not research my animal facts, so let me not speak on that.
This is totally random. That has nothing to do with this episode, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. We don't know how or when electric eels mate. Nobody's observed it. I guess they go somewhere, and we haven't been able to follow them, and then there's more electric eels made, and we don't understand their mating cycle, which is crazy.
They're in the alley behind the dumpster at Denny's.
Pretty much. Sorry, that's totally off topic, but that's a fact I know somehow.
That's funny. So besides the literal like sheep's mating and things like that, like I said, it represents the first signs of spring, the first signs of life.
Have you had sheep's milk or sheep's milk cheese?
I've had goat cheese.
Two different animals.
I know. But I'm saying that's the closest thing I've had to like sheep's milk and sheep's cheese.
I've had, I think, the cheese, and it's not my favorite. I'm also not the biggest fan of goat cheese milk. There's like almost like a gamey, like grassy flavor that I don't like. It just.
I think goat products are more popular among the Mexican folks, no?
Well, I'm half Mexican.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we eat borrego, or not borrego, sorry, we eat chivo.
Girl,
I'm
gonna get you that like toddler toy where you like press the little wheel and it does the spin. It says the pig goes oink.
Okay, full transparency. This episode has been a hot mess. This is our third take. The first time, I don't remember what happened, but the second time I lost my voice. So I was here and my voice was cracking. So this third time, I don't know my animals. So that's fine.
We're struggling, but okay. Anyways, let's get back on topic.
Yes, so
Sheep's milk.
yes, and there's also a lot of candles to celebrate, like the fire, the warmth is coming back as a symbol of spring and the hearth fire.
I feel like it's dead winter though, no? Because winter starts December, what? Does winter start December like 25th, 26th?
Around like December 20th, 21st. Yeah, during the winter solstice.
So, and this is February 2nd. I mean, not dead winter, but it's still really cold.
It's still cold, but we're starting to see some like winter greens, things like flourishing. I mean, it is dead of winter, but our backyard is like popping. Like
That's true. It's like thawing, essentially.
Yeah, basically, it's like thawing. And we'll talk about it more after in the second half, but you'll see the connection soon.
I think we also have to remember when these traditions were started. I mean, we're talking about like ancient Celtic people. This was in the Highlands of like Ireland, Scotland, Europe. Like it's a very different climate than what we have today, just years later, and B, like geographically, right?
And global warming.
Yeah. So like if you're celebrating this in Hawaii, it's you're like, what am I? Where's this supposed cold and warmth coming? Like it's beautiful weather all around. So one thing to remember.
Yes, but ultimately what transcends weather is that the goddess Bridget is celebrated on this day. So she is a three-faceted goddess who rules over creativity, poetry, the literal sheep or ewes, blacksmiths, pregnant women, midwives, protection, healing, and hearth fires, which again
busy.
Yeah, she does a lot because she's a three-faceted goddess. So with three-faceted goddesses or deities, usually they have like three different alternate views or sometimes even like three different heads. You know what else is a three-faceted deity? Is the Trinity.
Oh.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's a trip.
Yeah.
When I like finally put two and two together, I was like, Hecate is the three-faceted.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of spiritual things come in threes. We did a numerology episode more towards the beginning. I'm curious if we talked about the number 3. I know we talked about 4 because that's like
stability.
And then we talked a little bit about like Chinese numerology, if I remember correctly, which 4 again. Which is death, right?
Yeah.
And then, but I don't know if we talked about 3. We should go back and check.
I think that was like one of the first 10 episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a while back ago. Now, I gotta ask, what the hell is a hearth fire?
Yeah, so you've asked the same question before. So I was about to say, as a reminder, a hearth is...
When did I ask that?
You asked that, I think, in another Sabbath episode when we talked about hearth fires. But a hearth was basically like the central fireplace.
Oh, this is something familiar. Go ahead.
The central like fireplace that would keep all the home warm. So it would usually be in the center of the home, so the warmth radiates around. Sort of like, imagine like if your living room was in the middle, and you all gathered there to be like by the fire, and the warmth radiates to like the other rooms. But obviously before like central HVAC systems, they had the hearth fire.
The more we do the podcast, the more I think I'm just the personality hire. You do all the research, and I don't even remember what we talk about. I was just here for the vibes, I guess.
It's okay. I love the questions that you ask, because people have a lot of questions.
The people want to know.
The people want to know.
I am the people.
Yes, you are the people. It is believed that if she stopped by to bless you, that she would leave her footprints in the ashes of the hearth fire.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So that's how you knew. Interestingly, again, all roads lead back where?
The Catholic Church.
The Catholic Church. So the feast day of Saint Bridget of Kildare, so 2 Bridgets, is February 1st. So many overlaps between Saint Bridget and Bridget the goddess. We may never know, but the likeness is very uncanny because...
Is she a Trinity as well?
No, the only Trinity in the Catholic Church is the Trinity, like
the Trinity, the capital T Trinity.
Yes, the Trinity, not to be confused with the Trinity, the drag queen.
Oh my!
We're also watching Traders with Monet Exchange. Monet, if you ever watch this, I love you. But yeah, I'm on a drag queen kick right now. Anyway.
Bob the drag queen team over here.
Oh yeah, Bob the drag queen too. You're like a fan of the other sister, but anyway, so the saints are so fascinating because they're almost like demigods, where they have like their own realm, kind of like Hades is the god of the underworld, and then like Mercury is the god of communication. So they're saints for different things. Someone asked me a question recently about like travel, and I was telling them that Santo Toribio Romo
is this where you had your unk moment?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You got to tell the story.
I will tell the story. So I commented on someone's video about Santo Toribio Romo, who is the saint of immigrants, and I just commented my story about him and when we prayed to him once, and then kind of a miracle happened. It was kind of cool, but I'll share that story another time. Someone slid into my DMs and asked for more information. They're like, can you tell me more about Santo Toribio Romo? This is all in Spanish. I sent them a BBC in Espanol link about Santo Toribio Romo and like his origins and stuff with my podcasting research abilities. And then they said,
educating the masses.
Yeah, they said gracias tia, which is basically like thanks auntie. So I was like, not me getting called auntie.
You're like, bah!
I know. It's like, damn. But it's okay. I appreciate the respect and the curiosity.
Yes.
So Saint Bridget of Kildare, she also rules, per the Catholic Church,
some of the same
livestock, dairy, protection, poetry, blacksmithing, and health. So you would pray to a saint not to straight up cure you necessarily, but like to intercede and ask Jesus, like, can you take point or can you delegate to me to help this person out? But then Jesus is also the Holy Spirit, which is also the Father. But then the Father brought Jesus to earth, and
Jesus has shit to do, so he needs people.
Yeah, exactly.
He needs to delegate.
It's so fascinating how it's like they are and are not one. Anyway,
and if you want to learn more about saints, I think we explained it pretty well in the Carlos Acunti episode, the Millennial Saint. That's where I kind of learned that concept. I do retain information where I kind of thought the same thing. Like, you're praying to a saint, but from, Christianity, you shouldn't really be praying to deities. Like, it should be like the one and only God. And so they're kind of intermediate points, I guess.
Yeah.
They're Wi-Fi extenders, essentially.
Yeah, that is a perfect way to explain it, basically.
Yes.
So the ancients around, celebrating Imbolc, the goddess Bridget, would get down and freaky deaky because, again, this is like first signs of life. It's starting to get warmer. And the Catholic Church said, hell nah. So now that day is the next day is the purification of the Virgin Mary, aka Candlemas, when Jesus was presented at the temple on February 2nd. And fun fact, it's also the day that all the candles that are to be used during Mass for the whole year are blessed. So every February 2nd, the priest will basically get a rough count, like, we'll probably go through these many candles, so let me bless them on this day.
Not the holy inventory.
The holy inventory day, honestly, yeah.
So basically it's a cleansing for all the fucking that was done the night before?
Well, it was more like, we want you to buy into our religion, so how can we make it similar but still like approved? It's like taking a
what we
Kids
talk
Bop
about.
version.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like Kids Bop version of the real song, of the real thing. So there are a few different things, like, you know, this Saint Bridget could have been a way to convert the masses, and they were like, oh, Saint Bridget of Kildare existed, but not really. That's option 1. Option 2, Saint Bridget of Kildare did exist, and it's just a freaky coincidence that she also did the same things. And then option 3, she was a real person that did some cool stuff, but they really fluffed up her miracles and her history. Because with Saint Bridget of Kildare, there are 3 main saints in the Celtic world of like Celtic Catholic people. One of them is like St. Patrick. I'm forgetting the other one. And then St. Bridget of Kildare. St. Bridget's miracles were a little bit more low key, where she would help like the poor. She would help one person at a time instead of doing all of these like mass miracles. And a lot of her miracles had to do with like healing the sick. You know, if people didn't have
Kind of working class, like general population people, right?
if they were having trouble like getting milk and butter from their sheep, all of a sudden like they were prosperous, stuff like that.
They did a really good job, the Catholic Church, because I don't say outside of, but like, you think, you know, Mexicans and Latinos are devoted to the Catholic Church, like the Irish are super devoted to the Catholic Church. So I mean, I shed on them a lot, but they were efficient, right?
Something fascinating about Irish Catholics that is unique to how they celebrate Lent, which kind of falls during this time, is that on St. Patrick's Day, which is literally like St. Patrick and not just how we know it, like green and good luck and gold doubloons.
Getting fucked up.
Getting fucked
like
up.
you literally, you buried the lead there.
Well, it's a break from Lent, so you can have your indulgence that day. We had a friend that had Irish roots, if you remember, back when I was in college, and she was also Catholic, and she was like, I get to cheat because I'm Irish and you guys don't.
Yes, I do remember. Why don't we as Mexicans fuck with St. Patrick's Day? It feels like that'd be right up our alley.
Yeah, and there was
It's the same saints, right? And it's blessed by the Catholic Church.
and also Mexico and Ireland go like way back. Yeah, they had like a good alliance. I don't know. I think it's more of like a homeland patriotic thing. Like St. Patrick is, you know, rumored to be of Ireland, you know, where it's like we can appreciate from afar, but like he's not Mexican, you know?
They're still on the same team, though.
I know, he is on the same team, and I'm sure people still celebrate, but it's sort of like...
And I also wonder how hard they go actually in like Ireland, because it's like Cinco de Mayo in the States. Like, unless you're from Puebla in Mexico, you're not really celebrating Cinco de Mayo, right?
From my research and my understanding, people really love St. Patrick, so I think they might go a little harder. Yeah. And also, it's an excuse, even if you're secular, to do all the fun activities.
That's true. Yeah.
So
we don't really celebrate. I mean, we don't really go hard, do we?
It's Jenna's birthday.
That's right.
St. Patrick's Day, so I have a reason to go hard.
Yeah, so it's coming up. Maybe we can do something fun.
Yeah.
Okay. The only real St. Patrick's I remember was I was DJing at the time. And I was in college and I woke up super early. And we started drinking, what was it? It was like something completely, it wasn't like Irish beer or something. It was like champagne. We had like a bunch of champagne for some reason, and we started drinking champagne, and we were just like sloshed by noon.
Champagne is French, but okay.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it had nothing to do, but it was like, it's St. Patrick's, so might as well.
Yeah. So interesting origin of Imbolc with the Celtic like goddess Bridget,
background.
the Saint Bridget, also like their cultural traditions, right? Like the sheep herding. We see a lot of emphasis on like sheep and things like that. So very cool. I'm excited to talk about the overlap in which some of our own traditions in America will finally start making sense right after this ad break. Today's episode is brought to you by us, Kythera Collective. If you've been vibing with the energy of the show, then you're going to love the Kythera Club over on Patreon. It's a space that I built for the cosmic, the curious, and the slightly chaotic. You know who you are. With 3 delicious tiers to choose from, we start with the chocolate level at $4 a month, which gains you access to weekly horoscopes and the exclusive Unhinged podcast, where I say things that don't make it to this main feed. It's sweet, it's spicy, and it's just for you. Next, we have the cafe level at $7 a month. This is where things really start to get cooking. You'll receive access to exclusive workshops, monthly virtual hangouts, and a private Discord community where you can chat directly with me and receive exclusive behind the scenes updates. It's magical, cozy, and a little unhinged in the best way. Finally, we have the tequila level. This is the VIP lounge. At $25 a month, you'll receive everything from the previous tiers, plus a personal 15-minute one-on-one session with myself or David each month, and discounts if you want to extend the session. It's a whole vibe and a powerful way to receive personalized guidance. So if you've been laughing along with us, crying or rage screaming in agreement, come hang out with us at the Kythera Club. Head over to patreon.com/JenCalo and choose your tier. If you want to sponsor an episode and advertise with us, go to our website, www.jencalo.com. All right, now back to the show. Welcome back. Another area that I didn't discuss because I wanted to save it. The 2 Bridgets are also known for controlling the weather.
Okay.
And giving you better weather. What happens around February 1st? Or
The original chemtrails.
Jesus. What happens in the States February 2nd that we have a lot of emphasis on? It's kind of a cheesy holiday.
I have no idea.
Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Groundhog's Day.
I know about Groundhog's Day because it's my half birthday.
Yeah.
So I grew up knowing that. But
Wow. I had a half birthday too. You know why I had a half birthday? It was really sad. In school, I'm an August baby, so we were in summer school. So I remember one time, like the teacher, or not the teacher, like the principal came in the class and gave certain people like pencils, like these really nice pencils, and we were like, what the hell? And they're like, oh, it's your half birthday. And I was like, I didn't know that. Because, well, usually when you're in school and your birthday falls within the school year, especially in elementary school, your parents will bring like cupcakes or like they'll do a little something and they'll celebrate you. But no, not for the summer kids.
you know what's funny though? Like, I actually appreciated not being in school on my birthday because that would suck. I was happy we were on summer vacation.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That was me though.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the 2 Bridgets are also known for like controlling the weather. Goddess Bridget obviously can do anything. She's a goddess. And then Saint Bridget, you would pray to her for fair weather, right?
For cloud seeding. That's actually a real thing.
For what?
Cloud seeding?
What is that?
You know what cloud seeding is?
No.
It's when you put, if there's places that don't have rain, but there's like cloud, you put, I forget what it is. It's not, it's aluminum oxide, I think. And then it essentially lets all the water out of the rain. So you can control the rain like that.
Whoa.
That's like a thing. You don't know about cloud seeding?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You grew up in a more agricultural area, so that's maybe why. Is this like a 4-H thing?
No.
Oh,
I might
FFA?
just. I was gonna say something mean, but I'm not going to.
Okay. Anyway, about Groundhog's Day. So, its origins with the Bridgets, and then people took that.
Before we get into what the fuck is a groundhog? I don't know what. Is that a real animal?
Do you know like what a prairie dog is, or like a mole, or a gopher?
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's like that. They're little like rodent mammal things that are in the earth.
Got it. Okay. You know what they look like?
I mean,
If somebody said draw a groundhog, you'd be able to do it?
it kind of looks like a squirrel a little bit, like a cross between like a squirrel and a mole. Not a beaver with the teeth, but like they can get chunky.
Yeah?
Like,
Okay.
Anyway, so there was a belief, people took that from the Bridgets. There was a belief that if the weather was good during Candlemas, which again, February 2nd, there would be more winter. It was like deceptive. It's like, it was.
It's backwards.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Like it was only nice for Candlemas and then it's like back to gloom. And if the weather was bad on Candlemas, then spring is around the corner.
Yeah.
And different countries looked at different, basically animal divination methods. So in the United States, we took the groundhog. And basically, it's like if the groundhog sees its shadow, it's going to be 6 more weeks of winter. And if it doesn't, like spring is around the corner or something like that.
Like, how can a groundhog see its shadow? Like, if the groundhog has a shadow, basically?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
They just say if the groundhog sees.
So if there's
shadow.
enough sun out, essentially. Right? Okay, got it.
Yeah, but they use the animal like, yeah, it's funny. They take it and they basically like hold it and they see if it has a shadow or not.
We do a lot of things with the animals. There's like the pardoning of the turkey on Thanksgiving. There's the groundhog, and there's like another famous one that I forget. But okay.
Okay, so let me make sure I got it correctly because now I'm second guessing myself. I'm like, did I say it in the right order? If the groundhog sees his shadow, which is only possible on a sunny day, then there will be 6 more weeks of winter. Again, if we have a deceptively nice February 1st, this shit is going to suck for 6 more weeks. And then if it's cloudy and he doesn't see his shadow, then spring comes early.
Okay.
So same rules, different ways to tell.
It's just a really long roundabout way of saying, is the sun out, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Is it nice weather?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's very interesting. I'm not 100% sure why we would use animals. I guess because, like, if it's a small being, then it's, like, more precise. I don't know.
It's probably because the animals we're choosing here are, like, burrowing animals. So they're choosing animals that, if the weather's nice, are going to come out from, like, the subterranean, like the ground, right? So...
You're 100% right. I forgot that I read about that and I didn't put it in the notes. Yes, they would know because they know if they're like, I'm not waking up for this shit or it's time to party. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Sense.
Yeah, that's what it was. So in Ireland, so, you know, they went from St. Bridget to the Candlemas. And then sometimes they also use hedgehogs because hedgehogs were, you know, more available in that region. In Germany, they look for badgers. And then we use groundhogs.
Yeah, so they're all burrowing animals. Except hedgehogs, I don't know if they burrow.
Or they're like in a little tree stump. I don't know. They hide out somewhere.
We're learning a lot about animals this episode.
Yeah.
I was going to say we should do an animal episode, but we had our familiar episode. Right?
Yeah. So it's interesting to see animal divination as a part of Imbolc too, or near Imbolc. So
this is also a really unique time of year. I don't think there's anything else like this because we just weathered, because I'm in corporate America, I call it the fourth quarter, you know, where you're winding down for the year. You're also wanting to get everything done. It's like the breath after a marathon. So we're in that weird area where it's still cold, so you don't really want to do anything. You're probably exhausted from all the traveling, seeing family, all the festivities, so you kind of just want to chill. But then we're coming around the corner into like March and April, and there's like, you know, the time to go back out. But like I said, it's a very unique time of year. I don't think there's anything else like that during the year.
yeah, it's interesting. It's a transition. It's also like how Pisces season is a mutable sign because it's that like wishy-washy transition between winter and spring.
Yeah.
So, yeah, kind of interesting. So for Imbolc, the colors that you usually see associated with the holiday are white for purity and new beginnings, yellow for the increased power of the sun, and then less commonly used but still sometimes used is green for life, growth, vegetation. We talked about the animals associated with them, the burrowing animals, and then the sheep, obviously, but also birds because birds migrate, snakes because snakes also burrow,
Yeah.
bears hibernate. Obviously, we talked about the groundhogs. And then I don't remember why I didn't take good notes, but also cows, swans, and owls. So if you want to know why, buy the book.
Yes.
Because I forgot to take notes on those last three
Yes.
animals. But yeah.
I mean, it all really has to do with the weather, right? I think. Okay, so what do we actually do to celebrate it? So on all our Sabbaths, we talk about like the tradition. So we talked about Yule, where we do the log. We talked about the harvest festivals, where we kind of meet and trade. And so, what are we doing here for Imbolc?
Yeah, lighting candles, remembering that spring is on its way. If you want to do some like weather divination, animal divination, if you want to continue that tradition. But ultimately, it's, the longest night, which is Yule, is kind of like sleepy. Like, we're not necessarily manifesting or starting anything. We're more like reflecting, releasing, grounding. And here is where you can start picking up steam and actually putting life into your projects and things like that.
Which again kind of works for, like we talked about, the time of year, right? It's the beginning of the year. This is kind of where you're goal setting if you haven't already. I feel like a lot of people going hard to start their goals January 1st, but it's still that beginning of the year. So people are establishing their plan, and then the weather's getting better to like do those plans, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of lighting candles, especially white and yellow and gold candles.
Okay, so it's like a candle thing, mostly.
And if you, did want to create an altar to Goddess Bridget, Saint Bridget, there's also like the two Bridgets rule over creativity and poetry. So as the sun begins to come out, sometimes around February 1st, 2nd, sometimes a little bit later, but basically like the season is coming up where we're getting more sunlight, more vitamin D. Our brain is probably operating a little bit better. We're getting a little more creative. Yes. Also like writing poetry, just appreciating like, the good weather and the good times are on their way.
For sure. A lot of these Sabbaths follow basically like an agrarian society because it has to revolve around the agriculture back in the day, right?
Yep. We're
harvesting, we're storing, we're canning, we're jarring, we're preparing for the winter. Where are we in this time? I'm sure our storage is getting low, right? It's time to replenish, but it's not quite harvest time. What are we doing pragmatically at this time?
Well, like the winter greens or the root vegetables, it's probably like the end of that season where it's like you're harvesting those. Some plants that are maybe a little more hardy or take a little bit longer to sprout, there are some things you can start planting in February, so you could look into that as well.
It's all kind of beautiful and serendipitous, right? Because you're talking about like the tubulars, the roots. These are like heavy starch vegetables and foods, not something that you really want to be eating probably during the summer and be weighed down, but like for winter time, for cold time, like especially in these olden times, like that's the stuff you'd want to be eating, right? Because it's like low effort food, you don't have to go out and hunt it, you don't have to like plow the field,
keeps for a long
time, and it's going to keep you like satiated for longer because it's like heavy starches that will essentially insulate you, right?
OG bulking season.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It all kind of works. And I've talked about this in one of the earlier Sabbaths, but it is kind of cool how humans adapt to their environment and try to provide like meaning to their reality, essentially. Because all this is humans going through their cycles. It's nothing more than that. It's just adding pageantry to it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's beautiful even if you don't believe. I think it's still nice to like do something to, I don't know, give life meaning and a little whimsy.
Yeah. What are you doing personally?
I think I may be at an event in San Francisco.
Oh, is that event it falls on this?
Around that time, yeah. So
interesting. Well, there'll be lights for sure.
yeah. So I'm at the time that we're recording this episode. I
don't know yet.
I don't know yet if I will be going, but check my Instagram out. By the time this episode comes, if I am doing it, it'll be like 3 days away. Yeah, on the 31st in San Francisco, maybe from 7 to 11 p.m. if you want to do a night.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
We are getting ahead of ourselves, but a sneak preview of something that I was invited to. But am I going to accept? I don't know. I have to see the terms and conditions and the vibe.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
And then one last thing I want to talk about, food related. Do you think we're eating or making the cheeses and all that out of like the prayers for the things we ask for? So, praying for the sheep's milk and making sure that our farm animals are okay. Are we harvesting and making products out of them?
Well, especially if it's like sheep mating season, yeah, you want to take advantage of the excess milk produce.
Yeah, that's what I figured. There's some, oh my gosh, I don't know too much about it, but there's like these monks that make cheese. Have you heard of that? The cheese monks?
No,
yeah.
I love that though.
It's like a very special cheese that like only these monks make. But I don't. That's all I know about it. But I'll have to kind of look into it.
Very cool.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I think I liked Yule a little bit more. I felt more festive. I think this is like the just the ramp up, right? The like this is your stretching for the year. Like if you're gonna do a workout, this is the stretch. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah. So we did get some comments on not last week's episode, but a few weeks ago with Megan's experience exchange. And Megan loved it. And she was like, I cried a second time.
It was a great episode. If you have not listened to that episode, I highly recommend it. Even as I was editing it, I was like, wow, this is really good. One thing I did notice that it's very interesting with people, right? We have the privilege to have people in our space, and we get to see people from kind of different walks of life and understand and be with them. We choose people who are very like charismatic and are very like up and vibrant. And obviously Meg is that, but there was a little more of like a reservation to come on. We really had to convince her and push. And that, like, she was so great. Like, she was such a natural. Even on the technical stuff, when I do kind of, like, voice editing and levels, like, she's, like, a performer. Like, I don't know if she knows this, but she was, like, spot on. Or sometimes we've had people that we choose that, like, we know them personally and they're very exuberant and they have a great personality and that's why we bring them on. But as soon as these lights come on, it's like deer in the headlights. We have to, like, ease them into it. And Meg was one of the few guests who was a little bit of the opposite. I thought they were maybe a little shy behind the scenes, like wrapping up, but as soon as these lights came on, she was on it. Yeah, which was really cool to see.
She can handle business.
Yeah, she can handle her business for sure.
Yeah.
So huge thank you for coming on. I love the episode. Yeah. Obviously, I was in the background listening, and I got to listen to it, edit it, and then listen to it again. I like an episode where when I listen to it in the car after editing it, because by that time it'll be the third time I'm listening to it. So
yeah. And Jamie, who sponsored that episode, Jamie's Reading Rainbow, also loved it. She said that she also got teary, and she was happy to see Megan come out of her shell and finally share a little bit of her story and take a chance and be on the podcast.
Yeah, no, it was wonderful for sure. All right, we have some announcements. We have what's going on.
Yeah, so February is around the corner. If you have a Valentine's Day party, Galentine's Day party, singles party, any type of party, I am here for you. If you want a tarot reader, an astrologer at your space, they're super fun at house parties. Or even if you want to do like a group session, like a larger group session, you can get a group rate. So reach out for any of your divination needs.
This might be a little bit of a plug or whatever, and this is tying it back to Meg's episode, but she said something on there that I thought was really cool, and I think it's perfect for this time. She spoke about, oh my gosh, what's the pink stone for love? What's that called?
Rose quartz.
Rose quartz, yes. The people go in there asking for rose quartz for like love and relationships, but she's like, honestly, yes, that's good, but people don't know the love quartz is like for self-love, like, right? So you have to love yourself. So, just kind of a disclaimer with Valentine's coming up around the corner. I know there's a lot of pageantry to the holiday, and there's a lot of great couples things, but like that self-love is also important. So Jen, you're talking about like certain readings and like Galentine's and stuff like that, but also like, and not just to plug you, but like treat yourself to yourself, like buy something for yourself because you love yourself, or you're on your journey to love yourself. And I just want to point that out.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, get a session that's all about you, and it is an act of self-love to be like, I'm gonna treat myself and see basically what the stars have to say, or like what is my birth chart, my manual. So yeah, get in touch with us on Facebook or our name on Facebook is Kythera Collective, or on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Blue Sky at Jen Kahlo and JenKahlo.com. And again, if you like the show, remember to rate it and give it 5 stars and share it with a friend who might think it's interesting.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching today's episode.
Remember, the magic within you makes the world a more beautiful place. Blessed be, and signing off. Bye.